Welcome to the ARK Survival Evolved Ragnarok map. This is my attempt of the hardcore mode series, where I will have only 100 days, surviving dangerous conditions, with only one single life, where I need to tame and raise an army of all the needed dinosaurs, as well as gathering all the artifacts required to enter the boss arena, getting all the needed gear to finally take on the alpha bosses of the map. This series is presented by NaturalCauzes. Be sure to subscribe.
Flashback.
Previously on the ARK Hardcore series, we made our way into the lair of the lava golem, and after a few close-death encounters, we managed to get the final winning shot in to kill off the beast himself. On our way out, we nearly lost Ted to a bunch of bats, then we did lose Ted to a bunch of stupidity, and we finally made our way out of the cave. We then made ourselves an awesome little pirate ship, had some pirate adventures, did some deep sea diving in search for anglerfish, found one that we managed to tame, and tamed us up a aMAAAAZingly so we could conquer the seas.
End of flashback.
Welcome to episode 7 of the Hardcore Ragnarok series. If you enjoy the series, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Hope you enjoy the episode. So, already a third way done with the challenge. I think we've done awesome. I think our progress has been really good so far. A lot of close calls in the previous episode, so I definitely need to be a bit more calm on this one. I haven't fully recovered yet, and we're joined by a little friend today. This is Kiwi, my little rescue parrot that I found this week. No point in me trying to put him in the cage when I am recording, because then he's just making noises all the time in the background. So yeah, I hope you guys don't get distracted by him too much and that he's just going to sit here and enjoy the journey. But for the next 5 days we're going to be doing some land exploring, because we need to start prepping for the desert cave or Labyrinth Cave. Since Zeus was at base, we had to run all the way up, and of course we had annoying raptors in the way. Two little annoying raptors there, but luckily we're too fast for them. Although our stamina might let us down. Stamina's letting us down. We then made a quick escape into the water and swam our way over to Hey Hey. Alright, Hey Hey. Can we take care of this problem quickly, please? And she took care of them in no time. We then made our way over to the volcano, since we needed some organic poly again. I don't even know where my kitty disappeared to. Once we had everything we needed, we made ourselves a new set, and then went over to the beaver dams. Don't worry guys, I'm not here for your hard-earned paste. I'm actually just here for some rare flowers today. There we go. Done. I wanted rare flowers because I was planning to tame myself up a queen bee. However, I had some very weird glitchy things happening with the beehives. There we go. There's one just there. No. I think we have to attack it. Seems like the bees were out on vacation, so I had a pretty good opportunity to try and grab the honey. Even after grabbing honey, still didn't see anything. There's not even bees attacking me. And for some very strange reason, the gathering option kept reappearing, even though there was a timer. Honestly didn't know what was going on, but I wasn't paying attention to my health. Right, I don't understand what just happened. We're getting a lot of honey. I literally see the timer being more, but I'm getting the option in certain angles. What is this? What is this sorcery? I'm not complaining. Like, at this rate, I don't even need the queen bee and I can just start my tame today. That is until I started hearing the heartbeat. Oh wait. What is going on with my health? I'm super confused. So I wasn't sure if the bees were there, but I just couldn't see them and they were damaging me. So I decided to look for another beehive. I did manage to spot another one nearby, so I decided to park Zeus, grab some more honey, and see if I would have the same phenomenon where I could grab it again. Big mistake though. I was definitely being too much of a cowboy, as I couldn't even see a bar of health. I actually went down to only 8 HP, so I decided I would rather get out of there. Got invisible bees attacking me. What is this? Right, well, we pretty much should have enough. Let me just see. I hope you can keep honey in a fridge, because I'm not really prepared. I didn't think I would get the honey just today itself. And that's pretty much our target. So I'm going to teach you guys a pretty cool trick today, but first let me go grab the gates that I got from demolishing the underwater behemoths. I left them on the raft and I'll be back in no time. Alright, so I grabbed everything that I need. Now hopefully I can locate that Quetzal again. There, I think I just saw him move. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and he's not far up from the ground. So this is perfect. So the trick is you drop the honey in your hotbar, and when you drop them, he'll pretty much drop down slowly until some creature on the ground eats it. And then you drop another. There we go. One more. Now we should be able to drop the one right on the ground where we want him to come. Right, Mr. Quetzal. Here's the last one. And time for the magic. He's still pretty much trying to get the honey. And I'm just dropping gates behind him. This part is kind of like, I won't call it that necessary, but I always like to have it as a safety, because some of them do try to fly up eventually. So you just drop 4 pillars down in the ceiling. And there we go. Super easy Quetzal trap. I then started tranking the Quetzal, and he went down in no time. I think he's already trying to run. And down he goes. Honestly, one of the easiest tames, if you follow this method. So I grabbed some prime meat, and I fed the Quetzal and waited for him to tame up. And by that evening, he was all done. And there we go. So I'm gonna name this guy Force Juan.
The next morning.
At the start of day 32, I made myself a Quetzal saddle and some structures, since I needed a bit of a stress reliever. Oh boy, have I got some interesting plans today. I need a little bit of a location where I can get away from stress. Let me just see what level is this guy. Oh, that's not bad. Maybe another day, because today I need a bit of a stress reliever. So I don't think there's any other way to do this better than what I am planning. So let me see if I can get all the little guys that I'm hoping I'll be able to find. And I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. I then made my way over to Jerboa Island. So I took out my club and I started getting myself some fuzzy friends. I then placed all the structures I brought onto Force Juan, and I was good to go. Once the structures were done, I placed some chairs, and I was able to start the boarding process. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. I want to welcome you aboard Force Juan today, and our destination is Ragnarok Canyon. We'll be cruising at an altitude of 100 feet, so I do want to ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times and enjoy your flight. Thank you for choosing Air Force One. Alright, we finally made it back to base after a super long journey, so time to get the little cuddle hut sorted out. Once we reached the arrival gate, I started the deboarding process as I chucked my newly found fluffy friends into the newly built cuddle hut. This is going to be an awesome place where I can just unwind from all the crazy adventures. Just look at these guys, look at these faces. Oh, they're adorable. I'm super happy. I don't even feel stressed anymore. Like this was pretty cool. Now, I did kind of realize something. I've been a pretty bad father. I've kind of neglected Steve. So, hey buddy, hey Steve. We're gonna go on a little adventure ourselves. Like this episode is just dedicated to stress-free environments. So, got a little surprise for you planned, buddy. First, we need to collect a little bit of material, and then we can be off on our little adventure. So, I took Hey out for some farming, and I started making all the structures needed. Once I was done, I uncrowded Zeus, and we were on our way. Alright, Steve, let's hit the road. So, I'm heading back to a location I despise so much, but while I was there, I kind of had the idea that I've never fished before. Like, I've had this game for so long, never seen the benefit on it. I don't know how good the loot is. I didn't watch any videos on it. All I know, you can use leech blood, sap, or honey, I believe, and some form of a mini game or something, and you can get BPs or items or something. I'm pretty sure it's like horrible loot, since everyone would be doing it otherwise, but the main purpose is just to bond with Steve a little bit, so I feel like I've neglected Steve a bit. So we're gonna have us a little fishing sleepover today in our newly built, or soon to be built, log cabin. Alright, so we're back to the horrible lava golem cave entrance. But as I came out here on the last video, I saw that this pond had quite a lot of fish in it, and in a very sort of tight area. Well, not that much at the moment, but I think they're gonna respawn pretty quickly, and it's a very nice little area. So let's build us a little log cabin.
What follows is a brief construction montage.
I then started to quickly build our little wooden cabin right next to the lake, so we would have a nice safe place where we could do fishing and bonding. Alright, so a very cool trick that I do know about though is if you keep moving your honey over your fishing rod, you won't see it now because I've got quite a lot, but you can see all of these ones, you basically reset the spoil timer on it. But that's definitely going to help me out a lot, so I don't end up losing the honey and having to go fight some invisible bees yet again. There we go, that's better. I must say the fishing was quite like real life, as it took me hours before I could get a nibble on anything.
2 hours later.
Alright, there we go, we got one. This is the mini game. Oh, there we go, we got him in. And pretty much useless loot, but these me and Steve are bonding.
The next day.
The morning of day 34, we still did a little bit of fishing before we would go out and prep for the cave. That is pretty much it for the fishing trip. Come on, Steve. We should do this more often. We then hopped on Zeus and we were off to go grab some silica pearls. We managed to find a nice nearby location where there was quite a lot of pearls and it was shallow waters. So me and Steve hopped in the waters and collected all the pearls we could by hand, since we still didn't have a clue where the angler was. Once we had enough, we went over to the volcano, so we'd kill some more mantis to get the poly we would need for the shotguns, as well as hopefully finish up our riot gear. We then made our way back to base with all the material that we managed to gather and started offloading. We were only able to make the pants since they were super expensive, but we did however make ourselves 2 shotguns. Alright, so since I need a sacrifice for the cave itself, I decided the base sacrifice is definitely going to be a raptor. I don't know if they fit in the tunnel, so I'm going to take a little Jerboa with it just in case, but hopefully the raptor will do the job. After a brief search, we managed to find one close to where Timmy was killed, so hopefully they're related to the guy that killed Timmy. No, don't attack. NaturalCauzes. Once I managed to get Zeus to relax, I saw the raptor friend yeeted himself off the mountain and tried to attack us. Luckily I could test out the new shotgun. This is full. Not as good as the Ascended, but it would do the job. So I quickly knocked out the other raptor. While he was busy taming, a microraptor started attacking me, so I decided I would knock him out as well. They both finished up taming, and I gave them appropriate names. And finally, we were off towards the Labyrinth Cave.
The next morning.
Alright, so I'm kind of maxed out on what I can carry, but we finally made it to the Labyrinth Cave. Now, again, I don't do these as guides, so I am going to skip through unnecessary parts, basically just so you guys can get an idea of what I'm doing. So, I went over to all the buttons I needed to press to spell out Grata, G-R-A-T-A. I still have no idea who ever figured that out, but anyway, I went over to push the third button, then the fourth, but shot it first by mistake. I then had to practice my parkour skills as I went over to the final one. Right, so this last jump can be kind of tricky, but let's see if our parkour skills have improved over the years. And we managed to successfully navigate our way to push the final A, to open up the magical door. And there we go, the door is open. This is basically the point of no return, so from here you gotta go through it. And for this first one, I'm kinda gonna go with the left side first. I don't know if it's easier or trickier, but we'll see how it goes. Be super careful in this room, because you touch any of the rubble statues, you can get lit on fire. Then you can go around the rubble section for the switch, but if you sneak in just behind the statue's arm, you get an angle on it, and you've got a lot better time just to get through the door. So definitely a lot better way to go through about it. Okay. The scuba section, I think it's straightforward. The glowing plants basically just guide the way for you. We've reached the scuba section, yeah, I think it's straightforward. The glowing plants, this is the first room where you're going to get some nasties. I always make sure to be in third person when I'm fighting, because the shotgun reloads are so much better. And I just got bowled. Once the bowler timer was over, I proceeded to push the button, but I triggered the traps by mistake. Alright, we definitely want to target the bats first, because we've seen they aren't our friends. Seriously. So I went over to push the button on the right hand wall and waited for the door to open up. Luckily, no more nasties has respawned. I do kind of think like the creatures in here do tend to respawn, so definitely don't stay back to fight them unless you kind of really have to. Step. Right, not sure really what to expect with this room. I know it can be tricky with the spike. Unfortunately the timing is not as crazy as I've seen, but I've got to go for that button. Oh wow, okay. Looks to heal up a bit, let's just get through the door first. Once I was all healed up, I pushed the button to the left. I think there's traps here, yep. And once I waited for the grenades, I went over to push the button in the front and proceeded towards the next entrance. At this section, I had to press the right button, then the center one, and then the one on the left, and then quickly make my way back to where I came from, as this would eventually open up another door. From there again, right side, center, and left hand button to open up another mysterious door. Left. Since this door is on a timer, I had to run quite quick. There would be a new door that is now opened on the right hand side, close to the water section. I was tempted by the loot crate, but I knew I didn't have the time for it, so I made my way to the door. I think this is it. So far so good. Right now, this is where my movement speed is finally gonna pay off. I prefer jumping. Oh, I just broke a piece of armor. I don't know from what. Alright, I made it through. Let me just switch that out. Yeah, I prefer jumping because it does keep your shotgun light in front of you. Ooh, there's a lot of spiders here and an ultra. I gotta get that guy out first. A bit hectic. I just can't pass out. Like, if I pass out, I'm dead. Level 300 fighting boa. That is crazy. Okay, the final kind of tricky bit, I think, until we can get this artifact. This cave is truly a challenge of your parkour skills, unless you've got climbing picks, but I was forced to do it the hard way. Oh, that was close, that was close. I just hope I don't end up passing out like mid-jump or something. So I decided to take my own advice and waited for my torp to drain. Oh, finally. I thought that was it. There's another one. Looks like these three all go together. There we go. The second one was slightly easier, although I did manage to get hit twice by the spikes. They didn't do too much damage though. Well, it wasn't majestic, but we made it through. More useless jump. And of course there was another one. I thought maybe there was another way around, but nope, I had 3 of them. Luckily I ran down, as I then remembered I had a switch I had to first press before I should go over this jump. And after many failed attempts, I finally made my way through the final parkour challenge. This one was tricky since at some stages you had to sprint and others you just did a normal jump. I hope this isn't some trick. Alright, perfect. And I do think that's it. We we should have the artifact. There we go. The artifact of the Skylord. After grabbing the artifact, I made my way over to the sacrificial chambers, where I could finally get rid of some raptors. So as we come into the sacrificial room, once I was healed up, I chucked the annoying raptor into his death hole, and I enjoy watching the burning karma. Hopefully, yep, it worked. Okay, perfect. That's one way to get him in there. Right now, this is the super dark, super difficult room. I'm thinking it's a lot of bats. I then had the opportunity to use the second sacrifice, so I chucked the Microraptor and left him on aggressive. So what they just keep spawning here. Okay, buddy. Be on aggressive. Hopefully the bats can keep you busy and leave me alone. Our sacrifice died, and we had to make our way through the final corner. Luckily, we managed to outrun all the bats. We finally saw the switch, and we were home free. Open. Hopefully all of them don't follow me in here. Fortunately, we managed to outrun them. None of them did. Awesome. Okay, I don't think they can come into the arena. Now I just need to heal up. Rearm, and we're basically ready to fight the spirit gods. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for, so make sure you subscribe and turn on your bell notifications, as I'll be dropping the next episode soon, so you can see how the next battle ends. Thank you for watching, and if you made it until the end, you're awesome. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe to show your support for the series.